The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
This movement moment brought.
It's Wednesday, the 13th day of April, 2021. Welcome to the Daily Hour, brought to you by Medical House One Communications and Lindo's. I'm Jamal Hartman, along with Carla Zul. Thanks for making us part of your daily routine. If you're watching online, share the link. If you're on Facebook, start a watch party. If you're on Twitter, retweet it. If you're watching on Channel 82 or listening on the Full 100 radio station, call someone up. Let them know we're on. Just get the conversation out there to your network. Oh, don't forget to like and engage with us as well. You all have been slipping with that. Another good one today.
Sir,
what?
It's
What?
the 14th, not the 13th.
I said 13th.
You
Oh,
dear boo. You need a vacation.
14th. And on that note, let me apologize. Happy birthday, Nana. It's Nana's birthday today. So I'm not sure if Nana's watching today. I did trim my beard since the last time you told me it was too much hair on my face and it didn't go with me and all that. So hopefully, that's part of the gift that you're going to enjoy this year. But Nana's birthday is today. So
Happy birthday, Nana Hartman.
Yeah, Carla, thanks for saving me. We have Shira Jatto from One Communications stopping by today. So always a good conversation with Shira, see what's going on in the world of technology, what's new for us to play with. Something tells me when we get off the air, folks, Carla's always like, oh, I just love that new thing that one's got the smart home and now I can monitor my children.
I tell you what I like. We'll talk about it when Shira comes on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Don't watch. She's aspire. Is aspire. That's a proper word. Aspire.
No, you got it wrong. We'll talk about it later.
Okay, I got it wrong. Just like searching for She-Hub and forgot she said it's not on Android. The daily play is say it, don't sing it. So Carla's not going to be singing for us today, folks. She's not going to be singing for us today.
Yes, she will.
She will be definitely saying the lyrics to this. Come on, you got to be honest. I've made it very easy for you lately, haven't I?
For some, but I'll wrap it there. I'll find a way to put a lyric in there. So you could do whatever. I'm singing.
All right. Carla's going to be cracking windows today, folks. So look, let's get to the conversation. So Bermeems, right? Last night there was a press conference. And so Bermeems, not sure if everyone has access to Twitter and Bermeems on Twitter, but probably the best Twitter account Bermuda has. And Bermeems did some questions yesterday, a few polls, right? And I want to go through them because I would love to ask the audience their answers as well. So here's the first question, Carla. It says, how much do you trust the current government? And 10 hours, left to do this, but since they put it up last night at 5:14 p.m. my time, so that's probably 6:14 Bermuda, it says, how much do you trust the government? Strongly trust them, only 12.1%. Slightly trust them, 47.9%. And no trust in them, 40%.
You know what I find interesting, because I looked through it, the amount of people who have voted. Like, this isn't just like 10 votes or 15 votes. For that question, it's close to 600 votes.
Yeah.
I'm like, people are serious about how they feel. I'm here
so
for it.
Do you trust the government?
If I filled this out, I would say slightly trust them. I don't. It's the ability. Some things ability-wise are shaky for me. But I don't feel overall that it's a deceptive government. I do. But some people in certain roles, yeah.
I think the question, if it was more specific though, do you trust the government with da 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 da? I think I would be able to answer more clearly. Do I trust the government? I don't trust any government. You all forgot what government's done to me. Come on now. That's easy for me. I mean, you have some people. I think a recent minister on the show said that the government can cure such and such and such, and people will still complain. Yeah, that's true. But exactly, Rick Olson asks, trust the government to do what? I think specifics. It would have to be more specific for me to give a more clear answer. But based on the open question, it seems like only 12.1% strongly trust him. Looks like it's down the middle mostly. But there's another question followed up. Rameem says, they asked, if an election was called this year, who would you vote for? And well, I don't like asking people who they'd vote for like publicly, but here's the answers that were given. Are you shocked by the answers, Carla? PLP 24.5%, OBA 12%, Independent 18%, and the biggie, no vote, spoiled ballot 45.4%.
Yeah, I was stunned when I saw that. And also, it was interesting because they put independent, but they didn't put FDM.
Well, that just tells you how relevant they feel the FDM is. And that's something that the work that if the FDM is planning on being around, they've got a lot of work to do. Because if you ask some people from the last election to now, the FDM is non-existent. So yeah, let's go to the next next question. No FDM. That's a good pickup because Carla, I hadn't even thought of them. COVID vaccination in Bermuda. Here are the answers. I'm vaccinated, 32.4%. I'm getting vaccinated, 24.6%. Not getting vaccinated, 43%. And that's 395 votes. Thoughts on
that? If I was, I would be in that. I don't know, that's a hard one, but it's pretty even keeled, I think. The not getting vaccinated, and I guess we'll get to this, but I think it's because it's coming across so punitive that it's turning people off, or kind of seems like it's being forced on people's throats, that it's making people be anti-vaccination.
I agree. The way that it is coming across from the government is almost like, well, if you don't get it, then you can't go out to play. Yeah. And I'm not quite sure that's the best way to get people to buy into something. You have fast food joints that have convinced people to eat their food for years, right? They've made them believe that it's nice, it tastes good, and you want it. That's how you sell something. I think if you're trying to get people to buy into the vaccination, you probably need again, it may be bad for us, but you might want to follow what fast food joints have been doing for years. I am a bit shocked by the results, and I'll tell you why. I thought the percentage for not getting vaccinated based on what I see on social media would have been probably at 70-80%. So there's obviously, I thought it would have been much higher than this with what I see and the amount of stuff people say right now. So I thought 32% was pretty high based on what we observe daily. Premier's leadership. This is an interesting one, folks. Premier's leadership. Thoughts on the Premier's leadership? Strongly confident, 15.7%. Slightly confident, 51.3%. And no confidence, 33%. I actually was shocked that so many people were on the slightly confident to strongly confident. So this is actually a boost for David Byrd.
67% of the voters.
Yeah, that's 2/3. I mean, come on, folks. 2/3 of the people of rooting for him. So, or think that he's doing an okay to good job. So I was shocked by that. But what are your thoughts, audience? What are your thoughts on Premier David Byrd? Are you strongly confident? Feel strongly confident about? I've been saying the numbers. 500 something in the first one, and then 375, then 376. So that's the number, Sean Smith. As I've gone by, I have said the numbers of people that have participated. What are your thoughts, though? How do you feel on the Premier's leadership? Strongly confident, slightly confident, or no confidence? It looks like he's got the support here. I would have voted on this next one.
I actually did vote this morning.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to pick. The Honorable Kim Wilson as Health Minister. There's no, I think strongly confident, 19.1%. Slightly confident, 36.2%. No confidence, 44.7%. So if you combine slightly confident and confident, I guess you could say about 56% are in favor, right? So just over 50% in favor, much closer than the premier. Here's the one that shocked me.
Me too, Jamal. I didn't understand this.
On the Honorable Renee Ming as National Security Minister, strongly confident, 13.5%. Slightly confident, 38.4%. No confidence, 48.1%. I am not quite sure what she's done so wrong to lose confidence like that. Talk to me, Carla.
For me, when I saw this, I was like, and even the whole poll, I did it from the view of a pandemic, right? And I think that this is where this no confidence comes in, because remember, you talked about earlier that you thought the vaccination thing would be higher, the percentage of not. I think with this second lockdown, unfortunately, she is paying the price. That's the way I look at it, because people feel that they just had an article in the paper yesterday. I don't know if you read it, about 2 people that got fined for breaking curfew. So I think people who are angry with the lockdown or with consequences, I think those are people who have voted. And one of the people arrested and fined was in Birmingham's demographic as such. So if these are her friends or supporters, they're angry.
But
I think Minister Ming's paying a price for the pandemic.
But Carla, I get all of that. But how is she paying a bigger price than the premier and health minister? Like, I don't get that one. Honestly, folks, people, if you voted no confidence, help me understand the logic behind that. Maybe what Carla's saying is true. Even so, I do not get that. Now, the next one, the Honorable Yellow Ribbon as Education Minister. This actually surprised me.
Me too.
Only 3.5% feel strongly confident about the Yellow Ribbon as Education Minister. 24.1% slightly confident. And no confidence is at 72.5%. 374 people voted on that one. That was actually surprising. I did not realize. I don't know if it's people think he's done that bad of a job or they just don't like him. But I wouldn't have guessed that. Again, he's worse off than the health minister and premier.
Yeah, I was surprised by that as well. And he was just on the show last week, and he to me, he came across versed, informed, natural. He wasn't artificial. So that did surprise me, this poll results so far.
Okay. Let's finish it up because we've got to get some comments. This one, the Honorable Curtis Dickinson as Finance Minister, strongly confident was 28.2%. Slightly confident was 38.9%, and no confidence 33%. So this was basically even throughout almost. And I think he's benefited from, I guess, not being out front as much, but also people value his intellect. But it looks like it's pretty even though.
Yeah, I don't have an opinion on him.
Yeah. So on government communications to the public, I guess I have to press something again to make sure I see what the results are. So what are your thoughts on the government's communications to the public? This is 372 people. Folks, on government communications to the public, great, clear, and helpful, 4.3%. Good, but can be better, 30.8%. It's okay, 34%. Unhelpful and confusing, 30.8%. Whoa. What are your thoughts, audience? What are your thoughts on the communication? Does the government communicate well enough for your liking?
I think Sunday was a big with Sunday and the premier. I think that's a big proponent. You see people saying that when the chief medical officer should be speaking and it's the premier speaking, I think that ties into it. I also think this overbearing get a vaccination message, I think, is not in government communications favor either.
Interesting. Let's go through some comments. Shirley says, I don't think it's Rebane. It is the constant changes in the education system. He has done a good job. Clinton Painter says, you would have to have a child currently in the system to understand the low level of confidence in the minister and education system in general. This may be a reflection of the low numbers for Minister Ming. As Chocolate Lovely Line says, we just had a murder. This is very true. Elizabeth Varel says, the presser she had, speaking of Minister Ming, with the premier the other day, didn't make me feel like she has control over the situation. She hardly answered any question. Well, we're talking about Ming or health minister, because that's almost like the health minister every night. Go ahead.
Nothing else, and I think she meant Ming, but hey.
Okay. I can't keep up.
Don't make me snort on TV today.
What health minister? No confidence. Rick Olson says he is the best the PLP has. Not sure if he's talking about the premier.
Yeah.
Mark Arthur C. Phillips says Premier Bert is in a tough position because we have not been down this road before. Oh, I've said that before. I do not envy it. So, yeah, he is. Tamara Richardson says, looking like herd immunity by May is a pipe dream, but we do our time and wait. It'll be interesting to see if we get there and how we get there as well. James Burt says that poll doesn't get us to herd immunity. No, it doesn't, James. It surely doesn't. Balance the budget. No. Wear nice clothes. Yes. And I guess that's back to the question about, do we trust the government? So he doesn't trust the government to balance the budget, but he does trust them to wear nice clothing. Whoa. You all, boy. Let's address this. This question is, Darcy Richardson asks, does Minister Wilson have a doctorate degree? You all know when we first began this show, I've always been a proponent of ministers having some sort of understanding or background in the ministries they oversee. Unfortunately, we get told over and over that's not how government works, because the politicians are not there to necessarily dictate or instruct or tell people what to do. They're there to create legislation and policies based on what the experts say, right? If there were, like, let's say, Dr. Ewart Brown, who was a medical doctor, was given the Ministry of Health, we would be screaming that it is a conflict of interest. If Glenn Blakeney, he was a member of parliament, was given the Ministry of Telecommunications, we'd be crying conflict of interest, right? So we have to be careful when asking these things. I understand the need for people with expertise and understanding in certain respects, but we have to be careful what we're asking for, because a lot of this stuff could lead to conflicts of interest that do not benefit Bermuda as a whole. But that said, I believe it was Canada under Justin Trudeau that actually every cabinet minister had expertise based on their experience, like their ministries that they were given. So the person who may have overseen education was an educator, and so on. A lot of more comments to go through, Carla. We've got Tamara Richardson.
No, they do not. Their definition of consultation and collaboration often has people scratching their heads. Education, health, and definitely the current lockdown.
James Birch says, is the mistrust in Minister Rebane due to trusting the whole task he has ahead of him? I don't know. Good question. Shana Smith, I would actually agree with this. The tone of the whole press conference felt strange, almost like she didn't want to answer. And they're talking about Minister Ming. Wow, you all are bringing it this morning. Jeanette Curtis says, I don't think it's Minister Rebane, but the decisions that are being made. And so it's like a customer service person. The person out front takes the heat. Tamara Richardson says she's a lawyer, hence riding bikes for health being illegal.
Comment of the day.
You're a tough audience, man. I think if the polls were done on Facebook, the results would be very different. Well, this is true. I mean, and that's why I say the numbers, but keep in mind, social media is very different. You're going to get a different audience on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. It's different strokes for different folks. Folks, I'm going to try to get back to some of the comments. I'll read two more. Carla, let's get through two more, and then we'll go to the news break. We still have the movement moment, and then we're going to bring in Shira Jatto, our guest for the day from one of our partners, One Communications. Cherie Dill, Carla.
This time around, not much confidence, but I always felt that's why the election was called early. On this side of an election, their motives, stances, and actions seem very different. It definitely has seemed like circus this time around, and I strongly believe it could have been handled better to minimize the impact to everyone.
Indeed, indeed. All right, folks, we're going to take a news break, then we'll go to the movement moment with Tamara, brought to you by Peoples, and then commercial break. You know the procedure. Then we'll bring in Shira, Jatto, Carla. We're going to hand it over to you. Give us some good news, please.
The public is being reminded that under the COVID-19 Emergency Power Stay-at-Home Regulations 2021, persons will not be allowed to do the following: the railway trails, all public parks, all public beaches, all playgrounds, and all golf courses. Members of the public are not allowed to use these areas for recreational purposes or to exercise. Persons who fail to comply with these restrictions could be faced with a fine of $6,000 for a first offense. A second offense could lead to a fine of $10,000 and or 3 months imprisonment. Martin Weeks, Assistant Commissioner of Police, explained the aim is not to arrest people and bring them before the courts, but rather to ensure compliance with the stay-at-home regulations. However, those who choose not to comply can expect to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. The Day of Pink started in Nova Scotia when 2 straight high school students saw a gay student wearing a pink shirt being bullied. The 2 students intervened, but wanted to do more to prevent homophobic and transphobic bullying. They decided to purchase pink shirts, and a few days later got everyone at school to arrive wearing pink, standing in solidarity. The result was that an entire school took a stand and began working together to prevent homophobic and transphobic bullying. The campaign has continued to grow. It is now an international campaign that thrives in schools, workplaces, and communities. Wear pink, spark some conversations, and inspire acceptance. Turning to weather, the temperature in Bermuda is expected to reach a high of 68 today. Miami, Florida will see a high of 80, and Leeds, UK, a high of 51. That's your Daily Hour news break.
All righty. Thank you for that, Carla. We're going to take the movement moment real quickly, and then we're going to take our commercial break and be back with our guest for the day, Shira Jatto from One Communications. And I think Nana's watching, so gotta say happy birthday again, Nana. Is the beard low enough for you? I got it done and you didn't say anything. So everybody wish Nana Hartman a happy birthday. I'm not gonna tell you her age. It's older than Carla.
Happy birthday, Nana Hartman. Have a beautiful day.
Someone older than Carla.
I'm gonna slap your grandson.
People's Pharmacy. Together, we can illuminate your path to wellness.
Welcome to today's movement moment with Tamara Donnell, brought to you by Peoples. Tamara, what are we discussing today?
Hello, Jamal. Up for discussion today is cannabis as medicine. What's in a label? What's in my bottle? And how do I get started with cannabis as medicine? So, time for a math lesson today. One of the formulas that I like people to start off with when they're getting introduced to cannabis as medicine is the Ananda hemp formula. Ananda hemp comes in 3 different strengths: 300 milligrams, 600 milligrams, or 2,000 milligrams. Currently at People's Pharmacy right now, you can find all 3 of those strengths, but what's important is that you understand what the dosage is. So our current bottle, the 2,000 milligram strength, comes in a 50 ml bottle. Therefore, per meal or per serving, you are getting 40 milligrams of active cannabis in your bottle. So another thing to look out for on your label for your cannabis medicine is whether something is full spectrum, broad spectrum, or an isolate. Full spectrum means that your cannabis medicine is derived from the full plant. However, in order to be considered CBD medicine, it has to have a THC content in the United States, mainly less than 0.3%. In Bermuda, by law, CBD as medicine has to have a THC content of 1% or less. So since the majority of the cannabis at Peoples comes from the United States, most of the full spectrum will have a THC level of 0.3% or less. So very negligible amount of THC. However, if you're an athlete, if you're going to be taking it regularly, I would advise you to avoid the full spectrum especially if you're in a sport or a job where they drug test you, because they are testing you for THC. So the next type of CBD that you might see is broad spectrum. Broad spectrum, again, means it's drawn from the full plant, but it has no THC in it. So it has all the terpenes, flavonoids, and other cannabinoids, but it has no THC. Then the third type of CBD that you may find on your pharmacy shelves are CBD isolate. That simply means exactly what it sounds like. The only thing in that bottle or in that gummy is CBD. So the pros and cons of each one you would have to weigh based on what you need, based on your lifestyle, based on your, like I said, if you're an athlete. But one of the main cons about not having the full spectrum is that you don't get the entourage effect. The entourage effect is the benefits that come from using the full plant, all of the flavonoids, cannabinoids, and getting that desired result as a consequence of using the whole plant, not breaking it down into its component parts.
Thank you for tuning into this movement moment. To enjoy the benefits of the full episode, check us at Instagram at MVMT with Tamara Donnell or at People's BDA.
I just want to say I appreciate the education that's coming with CBD and cannabis as a whole. Just wish the government would have included more of that in their legislation and discussions that night. I'm going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Shira Jatto. Don't miss this conversation. Some things you might want to learn, especially if you're at home and got a lot of people on that Wi-Fi. Stick with us.
Hi, I'm Karen, a nurse at the old folks home. These long hours used to kill my feet until my hairdresser told me about a great place to buy a pair of clogs. Medical House. Finally, relief. They also carry uniforms in bright, bold colors. And not to mention the support stocking.
Karen, Miss Soltis bet her bet again.
Oh gosh, these days I need all the support I can get.
Medical House has relocated next to the Dendy Town Field, number 6 Bakery Lane, Pembroke.
There was a time when sea vegetables were considered exotic by most, and then along came sushi consisting in raw fish with rice and sea vegetables, notably seaweed and porphyra. The folks at Gimme Health Foods know that sea vegetables are fat-free, low in calories, and one of the richest mineral sources in the vegetable kingdom, as they flourish surrounded by the mineral-rich ocean. And that roasted seaweed is a real good eats. Could this be the ideal snack? We're featuring Gimme Health Organic Sea Salt and Avocado and Sesame Seaweed Snacks. Lindo's, why go anyplace else?
All right, welcome back to the big show. She's Carla Zool. I'm Jamal Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by Medical House One Communications, Lindo's, and our friends over at Channel 82, where you can also watch this and many other locally produced shows if you have One Communications cable. Without further ado, let's bring in our guest for the day, our friend over at One Communications, Shira Jatto. Welcome to the show. Welcome back, I should say.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm well. I mean, I haven't had any CBD, if that's what you're asking, based on movement moment just now. But yeah,
He needs it.
How are you today? I mean, this is day 2 of Bermuda's shelter in place. How's it making out as a working mom?
Well, first I want to say happy birthday to Nana Hartman as well.
Thank you.
I know she's watching. But no, I'm doing well. I know it's hard for everyone. I have a 4-year-old. I'm sure everyone, there's many out there that can relate. Trying to work and be mommy at the same time is not always easy. I think all of my coworkers know Ava very well. I think she was serving some of my coworkers breakfast on our team's chat the other day. So,
oh, really? See, but, involved in the process.
The sun's shining. I did have a quick doctor's appointment yesterday. I had to get out for, and people were out running and walking. So it was nice to see people out. It wasn't just crazy silence on the roads. So it was just nice to see people out and about in the nice weather. So, we're all in this together, and let's get through this. Let's get the numbers down, and let's get back to business as usual.
Agreed. Well, I'm glad people are getting that fresh air and sun. But look, Shira, Bermuda has been dealing with the shelter in place. As I just stated, it is day 2 due to an increase in COVID cases. But more people are working from home. some with children, multiple, people in the household, and one has responded to that greatly over the last year. Just speak to us about how it's improved your business and your offerings.
Yeah, so, as technology changes and as more people are doing things from home, whether that's remote learning or working from home, more people are on the internet doing more things. And obviously that can cause slower speeds. And, people have buffering and whatnot. So last year, around July, we actually bumped up the speeds for everybody. So all of our internet customers got a speed increase for their internet. And then again, I believe it was September, we did it again. So all of our speeds go up to 500, and our customers were boosted quite a bit over the last year. So, everyone should be sitting with quite a few megs of internet at the moment. But, we wanted to make sure that our customers were able to stay connected and be able to do all the things that they need to do. Again, the remote learning, the working from home, you've got multiple people, even just, streaming. My daughter's on YouTube at some point while I'm trying to get my meetings done, and she's able to do that. Some of the other technology we have that's helped. And again, after lockdown, if you don't have it, we can definitely get that set up for you. Is the One Home Wi-Fi. Mm-hmm. And what that is we actually use Eero devices. They're like a little device. And basically that's going to give you Wi-Fi throughout your entire home. Mm-hmm. So, I think especially with Bermuda homes, the way they're built, I know we've all struggled in the past. You're in your kitchen or you're in your living room and you're getting great Wi-Fi, and then all of a sudden you go into your bedroom and you have nothing. You're trying to watch Netflix or you're trying to stream something, and all of a sudden you can't because you don't have Wi-Fi. So these devices go, in certain areas of your home, and they make sure you have a seamless connection no matter where you are. You walk around the home, you're not going to lose that internet connection. So, it's a really great device. I think some people have boosters in their home, but what that's going to do is you're going to get to one side of your home, and then you're going to drop the connection to get onto another connection on the other side of your home. So this is going to give you a seamless connection and make sure you're getting, you're getting internet throughout your home. So we brought in those devices to ensure everyone's getting their coverage. Again, we boosted the speeds last year at no charge to make sure that people can do the things they need to do and stay connected.
Carla, there's a few guests that we've had on the show that could have used that Eero device, huh? I'm just saying, Shira, they had buffering issues.
Shira, One Communications has recently launched One Smartphone, One Smart Home. Tell us more about that.
So this is a really, really, really cool product. It sounds like you have a really cool feature that you heard about. So I'll let you speak to that after. But so we launched One Smart Home recently, and that's basically giving our customers, peace of mind, cost savings, convenience. So, everyone knows, I'm not sure if everyone even knows what a smart home is, but what it does is it keeps you connected. Again, it gives you that peace of mind. What it's going to do is we have video cameras, for example. So, the security monitoring side of your home, you can have cameras outside and you can have cameras inside. And those will all be connected to an app that provides you alerts. So you can see live video monitoring. So, you can keep an eye on your bike. So you can ensure that your bike stays safe outside, your property. You can see your kids getting home from school or, just coming in the door, making sure they're safe. You can see inside the home. So we had a cute little ad running last week where the kids are wrestling and the girl's about to jump on her brother, and it cuts out there, but it's really, you're getting this notification to say there's movement and let's see what's going on. And you look and they're about to kill each other. So let's intervene. But, that the video monitoring aspect, inside and outside your home, we've got some really cool energy savings devices. So whether that be for your air conditioning or your lighting, you can control all that, small appliances. The air conditioning one is really cool. I've had so many times where I've gone out and left that on, and you come home after the whole day and you're like, you're thinking about the money you've just spent because it's been on all day. Same with the lights. Sometimes, we come upstairs, crap, I forgot to turn a light off. Let me go back downstairs and turn that off. So these are all things that you can control. You can also, there's a really cool feature, and this is hard to explain in an ad, but we have something called geofencing. And what that means is if you come within a certain perimeter of your home, so a certain, let's say 1 kilometer of my home, turn on my AC, turn on my lights, you come home to a really comfortable environment because your AC is now on, and you were able to do that remotely. And we all know what it's like coming home after a day of work, and all of a sudden your house is just blistering hot because you haven't had any AC on. So, that's a really cool feature. the smart locks for me is amazing. You're able to unlock and lock your door remotely. So if someone forgot their key, no worries, no more key. You're able to remotely unlock it for them. There's also a combination, so you can put a code in, so that if your child, if your child forgets their key, of course you can remotely unlock it, or there's a keypad for them to get in. They don't need a key. You can set up special codes for visitors. If I have a regularly scheduled, let's say I have a dog walker, I can set scheduled times that they're allowed to go into my home. So there's so many really cool things that you can do with this. If you go onto our website at onecom.bm/smarthome, there's a really cool video that shows you all of the things you can do. There's a really cool interactive map that shows you the different features and tells you what they do. We've got door sensors, motion sensors, cameras. We even have a water sensor so you can detect flooding. So there's just so many cool things. One last thing I would say is some of the plans come with professional monitoring. So that's, your full security system where if an alarm goes off, they'll check in with you and then they can notify either the local police station or the fire station, depending on what you need. So it's, it's a full security solution, but at the same time, it gives you that cost savings on your energy bill, as well as that amazing convenience.
I'm impressed. I'm sitting here I'm almost okay, if I go to the only place I can go in someone's home right now without them seeing is the bathroom, probably. Folks, just don't put
maybe.
I'm just when you go in someone's home, do not put your feet on the wrong furniture, because they may not see it right now, but when they look back, I can't believe they put their feet on. And
no, Jamal, they spill juice on your carpet and they'll move the chair over, but it's all on camera.
Yep. And the children, remember, and when we were children, Shira, you have siblings and you can blame the other for it, and the parent may believe you. You can't do this stuff anymore.
No.
Wow.
Sorry, kids. Sorry.
I'm here for it. It's funny you say that, Jamal, because I was sitting here just smiling, saying, and I'm giggling because Jamal's always cracking oil jokes. But I was I remember when I came home from university, and back then I was a Cell One customer, and it's just look how One has evolved into so much technology besides just delivering phone service. So it's actually so fascinating to hear. So my question in regards to that is, what makes One continue to expand its offerings, although it is tech related?
Yeah, that's what we are committed to doing is, yes, we want to keep people connected on their internet and their mobile, but, smart home keeps you connected to the things that matter most. And that's what we're trying to do. As technology evolves, we want to be at the forefront of that and just make sure we're always driving that forward to give our customers the best and the latest.
What Jamal was talking about earlier, it's first of all, I have to say, Holly is just your best spokesperson ever. I love the commercials, but the one where as a mom who tells her children to do the dishes and no one wants to do them, and they say, "Oh, you don't want to do? I'll cut off your Wi-Fi." I think that is the best invention.
So that's part of our One Home Wi-Fi that I was speaking about earlier with the Eros. So not only do you get internet throughout your house, I'm glad you mentioned that, but there's actually an app. And there we go. I see the comment popping up, but everyone's loving the Eero. But it gives you an app, and what you're able to do is you can actually check your internet connection to see what's going on. You can do speed tests. But what Carla's speaking of is, if it's dinner time or you said chore time, dishes, I can literally go on and choose what devices I want to pause. So I can create profiles for the kids and pause their internet at certain times, whether that be bedtime or chore time. So you get a bonus, again, not just internet throughout your home and the great speeds, but you're getting full control over your internet experience, as Holly says in the ad.
I love it. You don't want to brush your teeth? No Wi-Fi for you.
yeah, exactly.
I'm a mean mama. I'm here for it. One Communications is very happy with social responsibility. This is especially noticeable around Christmas time. Has the pandemic disrupted the way that you've been able to give back? And if so, how are you addressing it?
Christmas was obviously really, really big for us. We had the digital calendar and charitable giving. COVID makes everything hard. The pandemic makes everything difficult, and be able to do events in person and give back to customers in person But with this latest shelter in place, we kind of just put a pause and said, okay, what can we do for the community and what can we do for our customers who we know are at home, and kind of just trying to get through. So we are putting together a couple virtual events, or I shouldn't say events, but just some fun things for our customers to do. 2 of them are going to take place on Friday. One of them I'm still confirming. So more news to come. Keep an eye on our social media. But on Friday morning, we're going to work with DJ Chubb, and we're going to do a fun little family-friendly Name That Tune. So everyone can get involved and win prizes, and that'll be virtual. So we just want to give people fun things to do with their family while they're sitting at home. So stay tuned. Check out our social media. We'll put some more information out on that and how you can tune in.
All right.
Now, earlier in the conversation, you had said how one has, my word, graciously extended boost ups to customers at no extra charge. Now, everyone's home again, and, with work and meetings like you and parenting, how is one responding to that?
Yeah, so we're always looking at our offerings and what we can do and how we can better keep people connected. So, right at this moment, the speeds go up to 500 megs. We're always taking a look and revisiting, and maybe the shelter in place will have us do that again. You never know what's going to come out. Last time in the lockdown, we were sitting around thinking about traveling, and carry on roaming came out of that. So stay tuned. Let's see what comes out of this one.
Quick question. Any tips to people on how to manage with having people in the house with multiple demands, but only one service? Any tips that you could give our viewers?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend, again, those Eero devices because they really do help around the home. The speeds that we offer should be more than enough for everyone to stay connected and do what they need to do. So I would say that, the Eero would be the best solution to make sure you're getting the internet throughout the home and that everyone's being connected. I know there's a lot of people who will say, oh, my Wi-Fi is dropping off, and then they don't have the Eero. And as soon as we give them the Eero, their problem solved. So I would definitely say look into that if you don't have it already and you're experiencing any issues with any of your connected devices or users.
All right. When we speak with people before they appear on the show, I'm going to ask them if they have the Eero.
You cannot come on. It's a prerequisite.
Yeah, I think we may have to do that. Go ahead, Carla.
No.
All right. Sean Smith says, do you have a minimum guarantee of delivery on the internet speed up and down? Where I am at is 50%, i.e. 200 Mbps. They guarantee 100 Mbps.
I will have to go back and ask that question for you.
All right, Sean. Just wanted to go back. You mentioned people streaming and YouTube and so on. With a lot of streaming services, I know you guys have cable as well that you offer. How is one dealing with the amount of streaming services? Now, one of the things I realized, I only watch sports and ID channel. And so I've realized that Discovery Plus started a streaming service, I guess. And so what they do now is they may show, like, I started to realize they're showing like one brand new episode of a series, and then they'll show repeats, because if you want to see the new ones, you have to purchase their streaming service. And so I'm just wondering, how is one combating that stuff? Are there any plans to work with these streaming services? Because as far as I've been told, some of them even have restrictions in Bermuda.
Yeah, so you always have difficulty just because of programming rights and what we can stream here and what we're allowed to. We have an app for our TV service. I'm not sure if everyone's aware, but there's an app and a website. So if you have our TV service, you're actually able to stream that on all of your mobile devices. And you have I use it all the time, but the DVR. So I record all my shows, and then I go on my phone, or I'm sitting wherever I am, and I'm able to watch all of my shows, or I'm able to watch live TV at home or on the go. So I find that super helpful. Trying to be a content provider will be more difficult, but we're always looking for solutions. We know that more and more people are streaming, so having our app is good. We're always looking to see what else we can do.
All right. And just speak to us. What does one have coming up? Obviously, everyone's shelter in place right now, but are you doing any virtual events, anything that may, entice people to, want more of your services?
Yeah, I mean, virtual events, like I said, is more this week just to keep everybody entertained and busy and keep everyone together as a community and doing something fun. So again, we'll announce more details on that. One of them is going to be a fun Name That Tune, which we will include Disney songs, so children are included. And then we're going to be doing something else probably Friday evening, and we'll put out details on that later today. In terms of products, obviously we've just launched Smart Home, and as soon as shelter in place is over, we'll continue to take orders for that, keep everyone connected. We do have some promotions on that, by the way, which I didn't mention. So one of the really cool things about Smart Home is usually when you go to get a smart home, you spend a couple $100s on this camera, and then you need this piece of equipment and this piece of equipment. And it becomes quite costly, especially if you need someone to come in and now install those cameras for you. So we've actually made it really affordable. So we actually do it as a monthly plan. And our smart video plan starts at only $15 a month. So $15 a month is our smart video monitoring service. And then from there, go up to 55, go up, it's $55, $60. And that's a month, and that's, your whole security and automation package. You can add on equipment to that. So the monthly packages make it really affordable, as well as free installation on that.
Oh,
So, yeah. And then we have the smart video plan right now is if you sign up for that, the $15 a month plan, you get 2 additional cameras free for 3 months. So 2 free cameras for 3 months additional. And the other plans are all 50% off at the moment for 3 months. So again, after the shelter in place, we'll go back to that, and we'll keep putting out some more information. But right now we're more focused on how can we help the community and keep people entertained. So
indeed. Teresa Stewart says, does OneCom have a fiber to home option?
So we have fiber. So we do have fiber, and that goes to basically a node. It's you're not going to get all technical on you, but we basically have fiber to, I guess you call it a node, and then that node goes into your home. So we do have fiber.
Alrighty, Shira, thank you so much. I'm gonna have to warn Carla's children of what's available through technology now.
Watch yourselves, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking honestly, I would have been in a lot more trouble if this existed 25 years ago. So good, it's good stuff though. It's good stuff. Definitely necessary in the space that we're living right now. So keep it coming, keep it coming. Technology, as we evolve and as we grow, it's definitely these are things that are needed, especially in our private homes. So thanks for all that One Communications does. We are so excited that you're a partner of what we do, and whenever you need to come back, just hit us up.
All right, sounds good. We'll see you soon.
All right, have a great one here. Bye-bye.
You too. Stay safe, everyone.
Alrighty. Always awesome. Carla, honestly, I could you imagine if that technology was around? I mean, I know you weren't a good child neither.
I actually was a very good child. My parents had no issues with me at all. I was a nerd. Ask everyone. I was such a nerdy kid.
I don't know if it's just me. Maybe the audience wants to jump in on this, but that did not seem believable. And
anyone who knows me in my young years, I was the sweetest young lady there was. Never broke curfew, never snuck out, never did any of that stuff. Now, once I turned 18, it's a different story.
Oh, so you were a late bloomer. I got you. I was a late bloomer. So basically, the technology would have just proved how much of an angel you were back in your day, right?
Yes, I was an angel.
So of your three children, who do you think, if you had this smart home set up in your house, which child do you think would be in the most trouble? 1, 2, or 3?
Oh, definitely that youngest one.
Really?
Because he loves PlayStation, and it's almost like a zombie sometimes. And I'm like, did you do this? And he'd be like, I'm coming, mommy. And it would be like 3 hours later. So I'd be like, boop.
Turn it off. All right. So we'll have to warn Carla's youngest son, Naeem, folks, to let him know that his mom's trying to get a prison system set up at the house.
But now I'm just giggling because we all do things by nature, right? So imagine You come to my house and I'm not even being gross, but you want to poke your nose. Like these cameras everywhere have really changed the dynamic of how you carry yourself. Because I would be so paranoid to do anything but just sit there with my hands on my lap.
No, you're right. It's crazy. It's I'm thinking about it like if I'm sitting, and again, I'm not doing anything crazy, but just the fact that cameras are on you is a whole weird feeling. Like
as a parent, I was good for a stain, and then you elbow your kid, right, and you rub it out, and then you move something.
Well, no, for real. Like who spilled this, and you're trying to avoid it. But I want to go back. Teresa actually said something in the comments earlier about passwords. She says smart homes are definitely awesome. Do have to be mindful of making sure all your passwords are changed from the defaults. And so let's say it is your house and the cameras are there and you and your sweetie are doing your thing, right? Like let's say you get hacked. You know what I'm saying? I guess we should ask her about like security. I'm
Look where it's good.
Yeah, that's usually you that does that. You know what? On that note, I think it's time for a break because she's going to take it a step further if we don't take this break, folks. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
At Bermuda Communications Group Limited, we love to help businesses and organizations of all sizes across various industries. Find out how we've been working with our clients to improve their customer experience and increase their revenue. Send us an email to contact@bermudacommunications.com to see how we can assist you next.
Even the commercial with the children playing wrestling, that was me.
That's my two boys. Seriously. Yeah. So I giggle when I just saw that again. And even the cat. Yeah. I'm just giggling. Like you can't even do anything in your own home anymore.
Yeah. You'll be spying on yourself. Look, folks, it's daily playtime. Carla's going to need your help, I think. I think she's got it, but she's going to need your help. Daily play. So it's a say it, don't sing it. All right? Here we go. This is the easiest of easiest. If she don't get this, she don't have it, folks. All right, quote. Through the good times and bad times, she will always be right there. End quote.
Through the good times and I'll be. Is that song? That's what friends are for? Is it that?
Didn't we do that 2 weeks ago?
No, I don't know. Say the words for me. You all know I'm rhythmic. I don't know why I have to say this every week. Without a rhythm, I don't know. Say it one more time.
So
it's a rap. Say it again.
Here we go. Quote, through the good times and bad times, she will always be right there. End quote.
What? Can you stand? That song? Yep. The rain.
Yes.
But I don't even know what part of the song that gets in.
Seriously? Through the good times and bad times, I will
always right.
Always be right there.
I need to get back to the old days. Stop listening to Megan Thee Stallion.
See, this your problem. This your problem. This your problem. I'm all right. So I don't know any. No, I'm lying. I did hear Megan Thee Stallion saying body, 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 body. So I'll just get those lyrics and I'll just say next week, body, 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 body.
Can we have Up by Cardi B? I know that song.
My goodness. I don't even.
I have a 20-year-old. I have to stay up to date with things that she listens to so I can understand and talk in her language. So
she don't want you talking in her language.
No, she doesn't. She just be blocked on everything.
That's necessary. New edition. Keisha Island got it as well. It was Can You Stand the Rain? So Carla, what are you? 0 for 3 this week? You ain't got
probably.
Yeah, your scorekeeper's not in the house right now. What did you think about today's episode, especially the Bermeems part, the conversation, and then one?
Well, I do hope that the powers that be are listening. And Leah said it earlier about the demographics. That's what I was saying about with the ladies in court. These young people are not, we can't sleep on them. So I think that the government really needs to listen and look at ways to adjust their communication style. With Tamara Danao, I really enjoyed that because I really want to learn more because I'm still not clear on the difference between THC and CBD. But I do think CBD oil is like heaven. So thank you for that because I really want to get more. And for one calm, you guys get those little things and switch off your kids' Wi-Fi when they're naughty.
She got a kick on this. I like this evil stepmom kind of vibe. Like, what's wrong with you?
But with the shelter in place, I mean, you can't deny that one is trying to make life a bit better for its community. And so take advantage of that. Use that as an opportunity to smile as well, you know?
Yeah, and if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to smash a like. Give us a like if Carla made you laugh as usual, because she's definitely laughing at herself today. Make sure you give us a laugh, a love. Let us know that you enjoyed this episode. Those things help us bring you better content every day. I really enjoyed the feedback, and thanks to Bermeems for asking those questions with the polls. Facebook, I'm not sure allows polls anymore for some reason, but I love seeing how people think, and I think that it's important for government not to look at it as it's just some unscientific poll that being put on. No, I actually would look at it and I would say, you know what, we can't please everyone, but let's take into consideration the concerns that people have and see what we can do to improve them. Honestly, I was a bit shocked about the results from Minister Ming, but you know, again, we just had a murder recently, and as was stated by one of the police officers recently, it's like, where's the outrage, right? Where's the outrage? So I guess I get people from that standpoint, but again, make sure you give us a love. Make sure if you haven't already, make sure you like, follow us throughout our social media platforms, and make sure you subscribe as well. Carla, you got any daily inspiration for us? Of course she does, folks. She wants to make us feel good about ourselves.
Shall I sing it?
Oh no.
Failure will never overtake me if my determination to succeed is strong enough. Ugh Mandino.
Okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. Folks, don't forget, if you're home, relaxing, working, in school, guess what? The Full 100 Radio can keep you company. And let me say, folks, I'm not saying that Android people are being discriminated against. I'm not going to say that. But what I will say is that some of us who have, you know, we've grown up, meaning we don't have Apple phones. We're adults. Those folks on the adult spectrum are not being rewarded with access to She-Hub magazine right now via the App Store. So again, I'm not saying it's biased or anything, but
I'm working on it, but go buy a hard copy in the meanwhile.
You'll just go get a hard copy. I mean, unfortunately, some of us can't do that right now, but yeah, I just wanted to, you know, throw that shade. I know it's hot out there and the sun's
shade received.
Don't forget, tomorrow we have the first Black Bermudian CEO of the Bermuda Tourism Authority, Charles Jeffers, stopping by. Going to discuss with him what you know, he believes he can bring to the Bermuda Tourism Authority and what Bermudians can expect from his leadership. So really looking forward to the chat with Charles. I remember we had him on in June, and he was the chief operating officer for Visit Baltimore. And within a year, he's now leading his home country of Bermuda after working overseas for 30 years. So looking forward to that convo, Carla. Really am. He might actually get you to visit Bermuda, huh?
Yep.
It's been a while.
Just someone with a pool. Just please let me know where you are.
It's been a while. Folks, thank you. We have an iPhone person. Come on, man. Grow up. Leave that stuff behind. Get on the Android train. Don't be Carla. Yeah. On that note, we have to leave you, unfortunately. We don't want to, but you have better things to do, and we don't. It's just Carla and me. So thanks again to our partners, Medical House, One Communications, and Linda's, for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate all of you. We love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. She's Carla Zool. I'm Jamal Hartman. My friends, make it a great day.